When your dog looks at you, what do you think it sees? A human? An owner? The person who provides food? A best friend? Most people believe dogs see us the same way we see them, as a close, simple, and easy-to-understand relationship. But the truth is far deeper than that. And once you understand what science has discovered, you will never look at your dog the same way again. Because what is happening between you and your dog every single day is not just pet affection. It is a bond that has been shaped through 15,000 years of evolution. And very few people truly understand it. Let's begin with the first discovery. Number part 1. They do not see you as just a human. They see you as a being they evolved to bond with. You may have heard that cats see you as nothing more than a giant cat, but do not make the mistake of assuming dogs do the same. Dogs have done something that cats never did. Over more than 15,000 years of living alongside humans, dogs were not simply domesticated. They evolved alongside us. Scientists call this human-canine coevolution. Brian Hare, a cognitive scientist at Duke University, discovered that dogs can read human social cues better than even chimpanzees. When you point at something, a dog follows your gesture. A chimpanzee often does not. Even wolves raised by humans from puppyhood struggle to do this consistently. What does this mean? Dogs did not merely learn how to live near us. They evolved to understand us. Their brains developed specialized mechanisms designed specifically for interpreting human behavior. They do not see you as just another member of a pack. They see you as a social reference point, an anchor, a being that their entire nervous system is programmed to pay attention to. Your movements matter. Your expressions matter. Even the direction of your gaze matters. Every day, your dog is constantly gathering information about you, reading signals that most people never realize they are sending. And what happens inside your dog's brain when you leave the room is even more powerful than most people could ever imagine. Part 2. When you leave the house, their body responds as if it has lost a source of safety. Think about the moment you pick up your keys. Their ears perk up. Their eyes follow your every movement. They trail behind you all the way to the door. When you close that door behind you, many people simply call it separation anxiety. But researchers have begun asking a different question. What is actually happening inside a dog's body when its owner leaves? Studies measuring hormone levels have revealed something fascinating. Just minutes after you leave the house, Stresshormone such as cortisol begin to rise. Heart rate increases. The body shifts into a heightened state of alertness. But here is where things become truly remarkable. When scientists played recordings of an owner's voice, cortisol levels dropped almost immediately. Not just any human voice, only the voice of their own owner. Research has shown a similar effect with scent. When dogs were exposed to a variety of different smells, only one scent consistently activated the brain's reward center, the region associated with positive expectation, comfort, and emotional attachment. Not the smell of food, not the scent of another dog, but your scent. What does this tell us? When you leave, your dog is not simply waiting, it is holding on to your image, your voice, and your scent as sources of emotional and neurological stability. You are not merely the person who feeds and cares for them. You are part of the system their brain uses to regulate stress and maintain a sense of security. In many ways, your presence functions like a biological anchor, a signal that the world is safe. And what is even more surprising is this. Dogs may understand and interpret your face better than most people realize. Part 3. Dogs read emotions on your face with remarkable accuracy. When humans look at another person's face, our eyes naturally tend to focus on the left side of that face first. This phenomenon is known as left gaze bias. It happens because the right hemisphere of the brain, which plays a major role in processing emotions, controls the left side of the face. What is truly extraordinary is that dogs do the same thing, but only when looking at human faces. In experiments where dogs were shown images of human faces, dog faces, and everyday objects, they displayed a clear left gaze bias only when viewing human faces. Not dog faces, not objects, only human faces. This suggests that dogs evolved a specialized mechanism for reading human emotions. They can distinguish between happy and angry expressions, even when the face belongs to someone they have never met before. They understand the meaning behind a furrowed brow. They notice subtle shifts in facial expression that many people overlook. This helps explain why so many owners say, "My dog knows I'm upset before I say a single word." That is not imagination. It is neuroscience. Dogs are not simply guessing how you feel. They are reading emotional information directly from your face. They continuously monitor small signals, tiny changes in expression, tension, and movement that reveal what is happening beneath the surface. But facial expressions are only part of the story. Dogs also communicate through an entire language of body signals, one that most humans have never learned to recognize or understand. Number. Part 4. A dog's tail wag is not simple. It is a neurological signal. Most people assume that a wagging tail means a dog is happy. But science has uncovered something far more complex. The important detail is not simply whether the tail is wagging. It is which direction the wag favors. When dogs experience positive emotions, such as seeing their owner return home, their tails tend to wag more toward the right side. When they feel uncertain, anxious, or alert, the wag tends to shift more toward the left. This phenomenon is linked to asymmetry between the brain's hemispheres. The left hemisphere is more involved in processing positive emotional states and controls the right side of the body. The right hemisphere is more involved in processing negative emotions and controls the left side of the body. What makes this even more remarkable is that other dogs can read these signals. In studies conducted in Italy, researchers showed dogs videos of other dogs wagging their tails in different directions. When the dogs watched a tail wagging predominantly to the right, their heart rates remained relatively stable. When they watched a tail wagging predominantly to the left, their heart rates increased and their bodies showed signs of heightened alertness. They were responding to the emotional information carried by the movement. What does this mean? Dogs possess a natural body language that does not need to be taught. It is built into their biology. Every day, they use this silent communication system to share information about how they feel and to interpret the emotional states of those around them. And all of these discoveries, their ability to read your emotions, their biological response to your presence, and their sophisticated language of body signals, lead us to one final revelation. A revelation that changes how we understand the relationship between humans and dogs. And this is where everything truly begins to make sense. Number Part 5. The discovery that changed everything. In 2015, a study published in the journal Science captured the attention of researchers around the world. The experiment was surprisingly simple. Dogs and their owners were asked to do only one thing: look into each other's eyes. No touching, no calling names, no commands, just eye contact. And what happened next was not an imagined emotional response. It was chemistry. Within just a few minutes, oxytocin levels rose significantly in both the dogs and their humans. What is oxytocin? It is often called the bonding hormone. It is the chemical released between a mother and her newborn child shortly after birth. It is associated with feelings of connection, of belonging, of love. Pause for a moment and think about that. When your dog looks into your eyes, its brain releases the same type of bonding hormone that a child releases while looking at a parent. And when you look back at your dog, your brain responds in a remarkably similar way. This is not romanticized storytelling. This is not wishful thinking from pet owners. It is a biological feedback loop that has been measured and observed, a two-way system. Its gaze activates something inside you. Your gaze activates something inside it. You are not merely the one who fills the food bowl. You are not merely the one who takes it for walks. You are a source of safety that helps regulate its nervous system. You are the scent that activates reward centers in its brain. You are the face its eyes have evolved over thousands of years to read. You are the being that makes its body feel, "Yeah, I'm okay. Yeah, I'm safe." Think about that the next time your dog sits quietly and simply stares at you. It is not waiting for a command. It is connecting. And if you have listened this far, and you feel your heart slowing down for just a moment, Leave a comment below if you have ever caught that look. You have ever noticed your dog staring at you longer than usual. You have begun to realize that you are more than just its owner. I would love to know how many people truly understand this. Because the truth is this: dogs do not see you as a distant human living in their world. They do not merely tolerate your presence. They are biologically designed to bond with you. They do not see an owner. They see a source of safety, a source of bonding hormones, a neurological anchor, a reason their world makes sense. Dogs do not love us in the limited way humans often use the word love. Their nervous systems, their hormones, and thousands of years of evolution have shaped them to form deep attachments to us. So the next time your dog looks at you and holds that gaze for a little longer than usual, do not simply pat its head and move on. Understand that, in that moment, the biology of two different species is synchronizing. And to your dog, you are not merely part of its life. You are the center of it.